ఓ వందే శంభుముమాపతిం సురగురుం వందే జగత్కారణం వందే పన్నగభూషణం శశిధరం వందే పశూనాం పతిం వందే సూర్యశశాంక వన్నినయనం వందే ముకుందప్రియం వందే భక్తజన ఆశ్రయం చ వరదం వందే భక్తజన ఆశ్రయం చ వరదం వందే శివం శంకరం. Friends, Swami Vivekananda is a yogi. His mother, Bhuvaneshwari Devi, is greatly responsible for developing the qualities of a yogi in Swami Vivekananda. Right from the childhood, Swami Vivekananda as Narendranath was fond of the two great epics of India, the Ramayana and the Mahabharata. Mother Bhuvaneshwari Devi, like any Hindu traditional mother, narrated the stories of the Ramayana and the Mahabharata to the children, more so to Narendranath. Bhuvaneshwari Devi is known for her narrative skills. Perhaps Swami Vivekananda has imbibed that art from his mother Bhuvaneshwari Devi. Very often, in word pictures, Bhuvaneshwari Devi would present Sri Ramachandra Prabhu to Narendranath. Narendranath readily closes his eyes, visualizes Sri Ram, looks at Sri Ramachandra Prabhu in front of his inward eye. He would meditate on Sri Ram for long hours. He would visualize the movements of Sri Ram in front of his mind's eye. This Narendranath was very fond of stories narrated by his mother, especially that particular story of Sri Ramachandra Prabhu, wherein Sri Ram was like a lotus painted on a canvas sheet. There was an incident in the Ramayana. Sri Ramachandra Prabhu was the eldest son of King Dasharatha, and Dasharatha Maharaj wanted Sri Ram to be the crown prince. He sent the message that Ram should be ready for the coronation, Yuvaraja Pattabhisheka. Sri Ram received the message. He did not emotionally get elevated. He was cool, he was calm, he was tranquil, he was poised, he was balanced. Any man in that position would have jumped up, would have got elated. But Sri Ram was very calm. It is the appointment of a person as the king of the land. We people, when we receive something happy, some happy news, we get elevated. We jump up with ecstasy. But Sri Ram was very cool, very tranquil. We know the story. Within 24 hours, the appointment order was withdrawn. The same king of the land, Dasharatha Maharaj, sent the second message. My dear Ram, the appointment is cancelled. Instead of becoming the king of Ayodhya, you have to be a person in the forest. You are exiled. You are banished. You have to go to the forest. You should be in the woods, not for a day or two, for full 14 years. And you have no right to live in the palace. You cannot live in Ayodhya. You cannot wear the royal robes. You have to go to the forest in the robes of a rustic, a villager, a person in the woods. From one extreme to the other extreme, the mind has to move. On the first day, when the appointment order came, any person in the place of Sri Ram would have been in an ecstatic state of happiness, transcendental state of exultant merriment. He could have jumped up. Suppose I get 1 crore of rupees, I'll be very, very happy. I will jump up. If I am appointed as the king of the land, as president of the country, as the governor of a state, I would have jumped up. This is the normal person. But Sri Ramachandra Prabhu is not a normal person to be tossed about. He is a yogi in practice. He has received the message of his own coronation. He did not call his wife, and he did not take her to a market to buy jewelry for her or saris for her. Nor did he arrange a tea party to all his friends and relatives. He was just cool. In Bhagavad Gita, you find the famous sentence, Tulya Ninda Stutihi Mauni. When I am not recognized, when I am praised, when I am insulted or humiliated, I should be the same. If I am not recognized, I should not feel unhappy. If I am insulted or humiliated, I should not get irritated. I should not be angry. If I am praised, I should not get elated. Under all these circumstances, in ups and downs, in pleasure and pain, in success and failure, when I am blessed or cursed, I should maintain my equanimity. My mind should be in a position to be calm, and that is the quality of a yogi. Swami Vivekananda, when he listened to the story of Sri Ram, remaining the same under adverse circumstances and favorable circumstances, he was influenced a lot. Mother Bhuvaneshwari Devi very dramatically narrated the whole incident to Narendranath. Narendranath listened to this description in rapt attention. His mind was glued to the narration. He was enamored of Sri Ramachandra Prabhu. He was fascinated by the tranquil nature of Sri Ramachandra Prabhu. Perhaps then the spirit of yogi is instilled in him. He was able to understand what a yogi would be. Sri Rama is a model to Narendranath. Sri Ramachandra Prabhu is Narottam. Vivekananda is Narendra. The two words are similar. Narottam Sri Ram, Narendranath Vivekananda. Narottam and Narendra are similar. Sri Ram is Narottam because he is the same under all circumstances. Narendranath imbibed that spirit of a yogi. Yogi samatva uchyate. In Bhagavad Gita we find this statement. Yogaha samatva uchyate. Samam, equal. If we go to the laboratory, physics laboratory, we find the physical balance. Very sensitive it will be. If you blow the air, the balance gets disturbed. Therefore, it is kept in a glass cage. Tilt it a little, open the door and blow the air a little, the whole balance gets disturbed. Similarly, human mind is very, very sensitive. When that mind is praised, when that person is praised, the mind gets disturbed. We get annoyed with our critics. We get irritated if anyone finds fault with us. We get angry with the people who find fault with us. And at the same time, we will be very happy. We will be very friendly with those people who praise us. These two are quite common in humanity, in mankind. A yogi is the same. Sri Krishna Paramatma, throughout his life, is never emotional, he is always rational. He has never reacted, he has only acted. As a boy of 6 days, he was to accost Putana the Rakshasi. She came to kill Krishna, the baby of 6 years. Any baby in that situation would have screamed, would have cried, would have wept. But Sri Krishna, as a baby of 6 days, just coolly looked at Putana and he did what was to be done. In life, we will have many adverse situations. We will have many unfavorable circumstances. We may have many failures. We may have many ups and downs. There are successes. There are failures. There are appointments. There are disappointments. Amidst these pairs of opposites, amidst these polarities, we have to maintain that equanimity. Mother Bhuvaneshwari Devi narrated the entire Ramayana. more so certain incidents which are of yogic nature. When Mother Bhuvaneshwari Devi narrated this particular incident of Sri Ramachandra Prabhu maintaining equanimity when he was appointed as the king of the country and when he was asked to go to the forest, that incident, that narration had its impact on Narendranath. Another wonderful incident in the life of Sri Ramachandra Prabhu. Mother Bhuvaneshwari Devi narrated the incident. Vibhishana came. He surrendered himself at the feet of Sri Ramachandra Prabhu. Vibhishana was not happy with Ravana's behavior. Ravana insulted Vibhishana, threw him out. This Vibhishana went to the camp of Sri Ram. The soldiers, Vanaras, informed Ramachandra Prabhu about the arrival of Vibhishana, and Sugriva communicated the intentions of Vibhishana. Now Sri Ramachandra Prabhu urgently convened the meetings of all his followers, Nala, Neela, Angada, Sugriva, Anjaneya, Jambavan, and a host of others. He said, "My dear friends, here is Vibhishana trying to take refuge in our camp. He has come to join us. What is your opinion? He belongs to the enemy. He is the brother of Ravana. He has come here to befriend us, to be with us, to be in our company. What shall we do? Shall we accept him or shall we throw him out?" One by one, right from Jambavan to Anjaneya, everybody expressed the view. Except Anjaneya, nobody was in favor of accepting Vibhishana into the camp. Angada said no. Sugriva said no. Nala, Neela said no. Jambavan also said no, it is not appropriate to take an enemy's brother into our camp. We are now about to wage the war. At this juncture, if we are to take Vibhishana, it may spell disaster to us. He may come to help his brother and he may come to harm us. How are we to know him? How are we to understand him? How are we to accept him? Then Anjaneya said, no. When I was there in Lanka, I found Vibhishana to be good. I found Vibhishana to be righteous. He is the only person in Lanka who is dharmic. I think it is appropriate to accept him into our midst. Sri Ramachandra Prabhu coolly listened to everybody's view and he declared, "Abhayam dadami sarva bhuteshu etat vratam mama." My dear friends, I have a principle. I try to live up to that principle. My principle is to offer protection to every person who comes seeking it. Whether it is a bird or a beast, whether it is a man or a woman, whether it is a child or an elderly person, it is my duty to offer protection to the seekers of fearlessness. Abhayam dadami. Abhayam means fearlessness. Dadami means I give. Sarvabhuteshu. for all animals, for all birds, for all bhutas, for all people. I am here to extend that fearlessness, to give that abhaya. Abhayahastam I have. Sarvabhuteshu etat vratam mama. That is my vratam. That is my principle. Mother Bhuvaneshwari Devi very often narrated these two incidents. One is Sri Ramachandra Prabhu's calm mind under all circumstances, especially when he was to be crowned and when he was to be exiled. Within 24 hours, the orders got reversed. And Maharshi Valmiki describes Rama's face. His face is like a painted lotus on a canvas sheet, unperturbed, undisturbed. This is the quality of a yogi. Second is, we must be useful. We must be in a position to offer fearlessness. Swami Vivekananda got the messages from both the narratives. One, to be peaceful always. The other, to be useful always. A good yogi is always peaceful, always useful. Peacefully useful, usefully peaceful is the quality of a yogi. Swami Vivekananda is a yogi, and throughout his life he tried to develop that quality of peacefulness, and he tried to remain useful to the society. Swami Vivekananda is therefore a Yogi Vivekananda. Let us imbibe the spirit of yoga in us after listening to the narratives of the Ramayana, after seeing the life of Swami Vivekananda. Hari Om Tat Sat. May God bless all.